1040 Bowman line. That's number one.
Oh, I'm not sure. We'll have to ask Laura. We'll ask her when we get into the.
Okay, nice. So, am I supposed to say? Run file, but it's only good for, I think it's a good point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's anything that we actually.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point. I think we're good on that.
Because it was back.
I didn't realize that Laura had put that in your
Back-
folder, honestly. I didn't realize.
Right.
Sorry.
Let's see if there's something missed there.
Was there anything in particular that you were visiting here today to talk about? I just wanted to make sure we should
Sure.
like, move around.
No, it's all good.
if Need be.
I'm Ernie Pelletier. I own Ernie's Liquors, 191 Mechanic Street.
Okay,
I'm interested in acquiring the tobacco license from Smoking News.
Oh, yes, of course.
okay.
Nice to meet you. Perfect. So that's top of the list, so.
That's fine.
I saw that. I like it. It's good.
Hon-
We always
Honestly,
take care of, let's say, other than the minutes,
Right.
before we do regular business.
that's really the only
Before.
thing that we have to like discuss today anyway, so it should be pretty much that. Good.
That's all we
meeting,
need.
so.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right.
we should be good to start. Let me just get Rich on the phone. Laura said she's having microphone trouble, but she can hear us.
Was it all night?
Yeah,
I must have got 8 messages from everybody. And you get the one in the house, the reverse 911, I don't know who that was.
I got so many reverse 911s today.
Yeah.
I got like 3 reverse 911s. I had all of my phones and my watch
Right.
going off.
Well, the
Please
was
leave
great.
your message for.
Okay.
Richard Montel.
I'll just let them know and then we can start the meeting.
Sure.
Hey, Rich, just giving you a call. It's meeting night, so, we're gonna go ahead and start the meeting. So go ahead and give me a call if you wanna join in. If not, we'll go ahead and just get it done and, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Okay, being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health for June 18th, 2024. Myself in 40 chair, Vice Chair Rick Gilberti, Agent Dylan Lamonti, Minute Clerk Laura Renaud, and Member Richard Montelli for you chosen. Is currently absent. Okay,
I'd like to make a motion, we accept the minutes from the June 4th meeting
okay.
as typed.
Second now, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay, I guess the first thing is, discussion of tobacco permit availability.
Yeah, so, just to give a little bit of context here from my perspective here, from
Sure.
how I understand, feel free to, comment after.
Correct.
So, Smoking News was previously, a tobacco permit holder at, 191 Mechanic Street.
Okay.
They have recently moved.
Okay.
I don't know if they just moved locations or whatever, but regardless, they're no longer in town.
Okay.
So, we've had a few people, interested in this property, one of them, of course, being Mr. Ernie from Ernie's Liquors over here,
Okay.
in attendance today. And so Ernie is here because, he was trying to see, I know it gets a little funky here, and this is the reason why we wanted to put it in front of the board, where we've had situations before with transfers of ownership and that lose their grandfathering. Whereas this one, from the way I understand it, still the same owner. They're just, that person who was leasing that unit is no longer there. And then it would be essentially, it would be like he's leasing the space. So there's technically, it's like a new leasee. So, Rob had, gotten a call from another individual who was also essentially looking for the same thing, to take over the space and to see if he could get the same permit. So this, it kind of stands
First
basically.
come, first served.
Yeah,
I guess the only other question I had is, obviously, it's not near a school. Is it within 500 feet of another business that has a license? 'Cause-
I believe it is rapid refill, which is why we had to double check and see, because I'm not sure if if that transfer of ownership constitutes of the losing of the grandfathering, or if because technically the building is under the same owner, but it's a new leasee
That's
in the
right.
unit,
No, I
if they
think-
would be able to take it
So
over.
who do we give the license to? We give it to the owner of the property or the licensee?
I think we have to give it to the owner, because that's the person that has it.
And if we give it to the owner, then it stays at 191 and
Right,
whoever
right,
goes in there
Right,
gets it.
can use it, right.
Yeah,
That way there, we won't have a catch-22.
yeah.
With the two other businesses, we said, no.
Do we know who it's issued to now? Let's start with that.
Off the top of my head, I do not. Laura, I know you said you were having microphone issues. I'm not sure. I have the chat pulled up, so you can send messages in the chat. Do you know if we currently, is it issued directly to the business owner or like the property owner? I believe it might be the business owner, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
that's even better. than the
Because-
property
Because, if I'm not mistaken, the smoking news permit was given to Roberto Mastro Giuliani, who I believe was the owner of Smoking News.
owner. Okay, fine. I do remember that question.
Yeah,
I think I can shed some light on it. Roberta is the owner of Smoking News, and it's my understanding that she owns or holds the license, not George Levine, who would be the property owner.
Fine.
In my discussions with them, he does not own it. He, in fact, encouraged me to talk to her directly, which I did when we found out that she was
The
gonna be.
problem with it is though, sir, once a transfer is requested, one's out. Now we have to go by all the different little rules. And if it's in 500 feet of another business that has smoking, we can't give it to. But if it was the owner of the property that the license was issued to, then you could go in there under the owner's auspices. That's the way I understood it.
Well, I did read the regulations, and the way I read it was that if I were to acquire her business and the only aspect of her business really that's available is the license. If I were to acquire it, I then get grandfathered in. That's my reading of the
She
regulations.
does have the license, right, technically.
She has the license, it's not a new license.
the
In my
license is for
understanding, it's a
business, so.
transfer.
No, but when the transfer occurs, it's a new license.
That wasn't my reading.
Isn't that what I'm pretty sure that's the way it works.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, that's fine.
I would have to double check. I don't know off the
Okay.
top of my head. Laura, do you happen to know? I can double check the regulations, of course, but, that's the reason why it was a gray area.
Right.
Because where it's issued to the business as like, an LLC, if he takes over the LLC, it was.
When are you opening your business, sir?
Well, my business is open. I own Ernie's Liquors in the
Right.
plaza. I already have a lease with the property owner.
Right.
There would not be any other business coming in there. That space is actually gonna end up being something else. So it's actually either myself or nobody. We've had the liquor store there for 5 years. We've been good tenant, obviously good business for the town. Our record with, the town's really spotless in terms of when they've done the age checks, we've passed with flying colors. We get a lot of people asking us about offering tobacco. It'd be a real service to our clientele. Everyone's now encouraging us, now that it's become known that this business is closed, to go in there and do something. The other thing, just in terms of quasi health related issues, when people come in and they ask us if we sell cigarettes, of course we don't. And if Smoking News is closed, we always would tell them, by the way, you can go to Rapid Refill. Nobody walks to Rapid Refill.
Right.
They get in their car and they go through that intersection to get back in, and that intersection, I tell you, I'm there every day, I've been there every day for 15 years now.
Right.
It's about to become a horror show with
It's a
the
disaster.
development. It's good. So to have people leave my business because they can't do one-stop shopping, get in their car, go on the street and come through that intersection we're asking for trouble. You know, when I look at the regs, it seems if I acquire the license, it is a grandfathering. As opposed to applying for a brand new license, which I agree would be more
Right.
problematic,
The grandfather.
right?
So technically,
Laura's saying, I'm pretty sure if he took over Smoking News as the business Smoking News, he could technically, which is what you're discussing.
oh, yeah,
It
fine.
would be.
That's what I'm-
okay
In other
the
words,
way
as
our
long
reg
as
is
you
written.
didn't do like, let's say do smoking news and take that over. As long as you didn't do Ernie's, smoke shop, because then it would be a totally new business.
Yeah, I'm not looking to do that.
What I can,
Let's
Just a-
verify that.
I was gonna say, what I can do is we can tentatively say upon verification
Right.
with council.
Right.
That is how our reg is written and we're okay with that.
Okay.
That we would be okay
Okay.
with the transfer of the permit to you. Or however it's worded, I don't know if it's technically a transfer or whatever, but
Right.
you would acquire. it.
Yeah.
So is that okay with everyone?
Yes, I think we'll approve it pending town council's review of our reg for the legal interpretation as.
Yeah,
And
Right.
so you're gonna make it the Smoking News.
Well, actually, I wouldn't really use the name at all. I just wrap it into the business. For example, my business also incorporates Friendly Neighborhood Comics, which was my bookstore in that plaza for, 12 years prior to opening the liquor store. I just kind of rolled it in and made that an offering. So we offer books in addition to obviously alcoholic beverages. And I'd look to add that product line to my existing business as well. I mean, I can, if the board is more comfortable with me creating some kind of naming aspect for it, and whatnot, I can easily do that.
Well, that's what it might be predicated
That
on.
might be, yeah.
That's fine. I can do that.
yeah.
I actually have space on the building for a second sign that I don't currently utilize. And I could easily put a sign there to reflect your wishes.
Okay.
Yeah, cause it's about, Laura's saying like, it's about like the licensing, the business licensing is where it gets funky. So, like I said, as long as everything's ironed out with KP and and upon,
And I have no problem saying yes to it. I really don't.
No, I know, I understand.
We just have to be. very
I just
careful
wanna make
because-
sure because I don't want somebody else to come at us.
Right, no, I
Saying, we did this and we're now gonna do it for,
Right,
I get it.
So if- the other problem that we're gonna have, just so you'll be aware.
Mhm.
We don't have a next meeting until the 18th or the 17th next month. It's a whole month. Usually it's 2 weeks.
Right.
I just want you to be aware of that too.
It's July. It is.
but
what
if
it is.
we, if we get,
if I hear, I mean, I can reach out personally, I'm here every day, so I can reach out to KP Law.
Right.
And when I hear back from them, I can,
Just have it done.
reach out to you and we could potentially just have
right,
it
you
done.
won't need the board to vote on it. Because
We'll vote on it tonight.
Yeah.
vote on it tonight pending KP laws.
Yeah.
Review of the regulation. And whatever it needs to do, if you'll do
Right.
that, like, let's say the interpretation is not the way you assume it,
Mhm.
but if you can do the other way, that's saying,
If
okay.
you can do it the way that KP Law justifies it,
Right, then your grandfather,
then we're good.
no problem.
Really, just let me know what they say I need to do and I can get it
Because
done.
the other two businesses,
Of
one
course,
near a school, one within 500 feet,
Right.
they sold the business and they can't have the license.
yeah,
And there was lawyers here, it was our town council. It's the rule,
Yeah.
The state set it up. We adopted it way back when,
Right.
smoking was a thing. I remember.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the license transfer.
hey, Richard, this is you, we're like mid-conversation, but, I just wanted to let everyone know, Richard on the phone.
All right, Rich, I'm making a motion.
Oh, there he is.
I apologize.
Never mind, I'm making them.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't guys knew that one, so.
All right. You're
So
okay.
he's gonna make a motion, Rich, you can, second it, and,
Motion. I'm making a motion that we approve the transfer of the smoking license for 191 Mechanic Street,
pending the.
pending approval of the town council.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstained, so carried. So that way there, our meeting next month in the middle on the 20th. will not.
But if they say it's approved next week,
Right.
then
And
it's done.
I can get the paperwork done, whatever they need to
Of course.
make them happy, I can get it taken care of right away and we'll proceed.
Yeah, we'll be in contact with you and, we'll let you know how it goes.
Great, appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, thank you for the time.
Can I have your name? I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry, it's Ernie Pelletier,
Ernie Pelletier.
60 Standish Road in Bellingham. And actually, I'll give you my cell too, so you can reach out, 508-333-5250.
Hold on, 508.
Yep, 508-333-5250.
Yeah.
If anyone needs to talk to me, I'm usually available. I'm at the shop every day. so.
I went to school with a kid named Eugene Pelletier. Any relation?
No, but they're,
It's up at the big city in Somerville.
oh, no, I was born and raised in Bellingham,
Oh,
so
all right.
I've lived here all my life.
All righty.
I went to school with someone who was talking, pretty close to the line.
Yes,
I lived in it, so,
the joke used to be in South Bellingham and Woonsocket, Pelletier was just French for Smith. 'Cause there's so many of us.
There you go.
yeah, well,
But good luck.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Whatever you need me to do, just let me know.
All righty.
All right,
Have a
thank
good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, so, just to catch them up, I guess we approved the minutes and basically. How can you approve the minutes? How can you approve it? Yes, no. I'll second. Whatever. We could table the vote, let's say you were here then. Always coming. Okay, so, Bill, anything else, tobacco or food?
I don't have anything. I guess the only thing that I can share, we didn't have the liberty of throwing this on there, but just, I'll kind of loop it into health agent updates. The long-standing issue that is 419 has a COC issued as of yesterday.
Oh, excellent. So we're done with it.
Yes,
About time.
419 Maple Street.
11 months.
Yeah, that whole
Maybe
long
10 and a half.
complicated
would be
thing.
nice.
11 months.
Yeah, I
remember.
issued a COC
Yeah.
yesterday.
So they
Mr.
close the pipe?
Oh, that's
Not yet.
They are. Who's what?
Well, you said we're done with it, right?
We're done with it essentially.
The septic system,
The septic system.
like the
So you
leaching
got
field that
civic
needed,
compliance.
the COC and the as-built,
Because it
no,
was-
that is,
It was.
COC is
moved,
issued.
And they needed to know like.
That I don't think you're gonna.
So you can
That's kind of-
add into, we were, a few conditions in the COC, why don't you tell the board?
Yeah, it was, let's see. No parking of any vehicles, within 10 feet of the system.
Yeah.
And then we also wanted to make note that during the month of December 2023, the system experienced large amounts of flow. It was, what's it called? It was tight tanked, on January 11th, 2024 to prevent any potential further damage. And then obviously just the age-old, annual pumping is recommended. So,
So, and we'll leave all the other stuff where our pump got put in without a permit, both Board of Health and electrical. And who dug the new line to a system that basically, when they pumped it, they blew the covers right off.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, but it's done. So
That's fine.
COC is issued.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, Mike had actually asked, he was saying, he's like, oh, I thought I still had to sign the COC. Is there a difference between the signed one and the one that I issued? Because I thought the one that I issued is a COC, right?
no, I don't know if the
Or do they,
contractor signs a COC.
because that one that I issued
Right.
only has my signature.
Yeah, I think that's the way it is. It's the health agent, which you represent town of Bellingham,
Yeah,
because that's civic compliance. The engineer, they can get a copy, but the engineer doesn't need it. He's done. Blue Links would need it, actually. They
Yeah.
should have that in their folder, you know. it's-
yeah, I sent it over to them.
Right, so they're the only one who really needs it. I
Okay.
mean, Mike doesn't need it. He should be summed up and paid, you
Yeah,
know,
it was,
right?
yeah.
I mean, the guarantee, I guess, is if the town issues a COC, then everything was done properly by the engineer, the installer, and the inspections.
Yeah, it's done. So, yeah, there's
Yes.
no, I don't have any more
Right,
Okay.
leverage, so.
now we're
yeah,
done.
no.
Yeah, that's something for itself.
Yes.
Okay, and the only other thing they're gonna do is they're gonna put a fence up. The guy Dalton said, he had called Dylan and said, where do I put the fence? I said, stay outside the 10 feet. That way there, and gates, of course, so they can mow the grass or the weeds. But, you know, also if there happened to be a tree growing, someone would remove it, because there's no trees. 5 feet of system.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I guess the next thing is gonna be is no old business, I guess, that was old. Correspondence,
New business, we have Solomon Home Care. There are 2 copies that need to be signed for renewing the
they're up for their,
for fiscal year 2025. According to Laura, nothing has changed. I make a motion that we accept the 2025 Solomon Home Care contract.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
The only
Should
one
be
that
one.
signs it is you,
Okay.
as the chairman. 2 places. It's in here somewhere.
How long, right? It must be tied up, but it'll- But
There's
there's
actually
probably
the wrong date on the next meeting. She put the next meeting for June 18th, the next meeting is July 16th.
we did a lot of these through the years. So. And their rate was exceptionally good to start with, and in fact, nothing changed.
Yeah.
I like it. No post-COVID rates. Okay.
No. Yeah, seems to be very happy with the.
Yeah, well,
us
we
and-
heard no complaints, right?
No.
I don't think, the senior center people have said much, and when we needed them for the flu thing, they did a great job.
Yeah, no,
Prior to that, we had like pharmacy people and other people. They were-
the few interactions that I've had with them
Yeah.
have been fine.
Excellent. I make a motion that we accept the bill for MHOA job posting for $75.
Oh, excellent, fine.
Okay. Right, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
I would like to make a motion that we accept Solomon VNA and hospice in the amounts of $630 billed.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the bill for our town publishing and impressions in the amount of $405. And that was for the Bellingham Bulletin. Thank you for the Earth Day
Second.
participation.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
All right, I would like to make a motion that we accept 7 Barrett Lane. Need a waiver, go to the board.
So is there a?
Do you know anything?
groundwater, whatever the waiver is, probably variance from the,
Let you know.
existing.
Off the top of my mind.
Not sure.
Laura, do you know, do you happen to know what the waiver they're requesting is for 7 Barrett Lane before I dig through these?
Yeah, it should be right on the plan.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. It's gotta be like a local.
If
upgrade.
you look, yeah, it should
Request
be
for
on,
request for waivers right there.
Here it is.
There we go. All right, I'd like to make a motion, we accept the request for waivers from 4-foot separation to the groundwater to 3-foot, and from 20-foot separation to foundation to 13-foot with a 40 mil barrier at 5 foot over DIG,
Over dig.
over dig.
Okay, so, typically on any, let's say, repair systems,
Nothing repair.
yeah, oh yeah, they're all repairs if they request a Title V.
It says they needed 100.
Anything else, like new construction, there's no way.
They haven't
4 feet,
done us that
4
yet.
Okay.
5
So
insane.
we'll get it when they
The
come.
perk rate's less than 2, it's 5 feet.
Okay.
So this case here.
No, it said it on her
They-
note.
Have
By
you-
the way, all
have you
over
been
it.
out there? Have you been out to that site?
Oh, no.
I have
think
not.
this-
Dylan,
Have you been out,
have you been out there to the site?
I mean, we're gonna approve a waiver, but are we,
Well, there definitely was a perk test, so at this point, you know, you should be still bird dogging with Steve.
Yeah.
So Steve would be our Title V guy that does the percolation test and soil evaluation until Dylan gets his license, which.
I think I was there.
Okay.
Honestly, I've done so many recently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up when it was.
So, it was done on 5/13/24.
5/13/24.
And the soil value falls on here.
I guess my question is, it's only a foot, it's only 6 feet, but it's a matter of, one, I don't understand.
Well, no, first of all,
So
we
what's
can
that?
go 4 to 3. We can never go 4 to 2 without DEP approval. They do it. It goes to DEP. Now, for the other thing, going from 20, anything less than 20 feet from the septic system, not the tank.
Yeah.
Tank's 10 feet or 11 feet.
Right.
The septic system where the water goes has to be 20 feet. If it's less, you have to put a 40 mil barrier, and they do the overdig, so they fold it in.
Okay, so it's all.
We put it right up to the foundation past,
Okay.
but they need a waiver for that. So you can waive it to 0. Another waiver would be, it's 10 feet from the property line. We waive 0 sometimes the property line. The abutter gets notified, but I had one abutter saying, well, you can't do that because what happens with my septic system?
Can I see the plan real quick?
Yeah, please, sure. So what happens is, that's another one. The other waiver is, trying to remember them all. You can waive distance from tank or D-box
Okay,
to the foundation, so less than 10. It's rare, but sometimes we have to do that. You can waive,
and that's only on repairs.
only repairs, yeah. You can't waive anything in new construction. If you can't comply with the new law, then you can't build it.
So what he's requesting.
The only other thing that sometimes I like to have in there,
4 foot separation.
Right. 4
Uh,
to
to
3.
groundwater to 3 is basically, instead of being 4 feet
Okay,
from groundwater, it's
to the
3.
bottom of the system.
So normally so groundwater's here, the bottom of the system is required to be 4 feet above it.
Okay,
So what he's requesting is a waiver to set it 3 feet above it.
okay.
And just
So
how we
The
do,
other one is just.
The other one is 20
foot.
foot separation to foundation.
Right.
Yep.
I'll second.
now, one other thing we do is, in the old days, used to dig till you get water.
Yeah.
And then that's when you started your thing. We don't do that anymore.
Okay, that's
Now we have soil.
To sum it up, he's essentially doing like erosion control and because the site is it's got some funky topographics. And just the way the lot is actually laid out, in order to fit it in, he has to, play with said topographics, and he's not going to be able to meet the Title V required slopes. So in order to protect the system, while also not meeting the slopes, he has to put like barriers in
There's
to
no
protect
sewer.
this, to protect the system.
2 others that we,
There's no sewer in that area.
no,
No,
2 others that we have situation with is, waiver of 1 foot to like 3 feet or more for tops on the system. And there's no more systems like used to waive. Some people used to say like, well, 49 feet instead of 50. I don't need to vent it. Now everybody vents
Yeah.
systems, so there's no waiver for that now. The other one is, like depth to covers. Typically it's a foot on everything. It's 2 feet on the D box. We granted a waiver sometimes, but usually what the waiver will be is,
Run
Just-
that back again.
Huh?
Run that more back
Okay.
again.
in other words, when
I
you're,
understand it, but just, see, so your tank itself
right,
is gonna be 2 foot?
no, your tank itself, the tank, can't have greater than 1 foot of material over the top of it. If you want more than that, you have to request a waiver.
Okay, so it's 1 foot, and then the D box,
The D box, normally it's 2 feet.
okay, but you can have like 6 inches.
You can have 6 inches,
Okay.
yeah, but what we normally do is when someone's coming in, they say they need to bury it more.
Yeah.
We make them put collars in,
Okay,
so bring it to the surface,
you're gonna want the
But-
cover at the surface for Title
Correct.
V.
right, that's why, I mean,
the system at your leaching bed.
Yeah.
You can't put a cover over the whole thing.
right,
So the D box has got a cover, a riser.
Yeah.
The tank, inlet and outlet have risers, the
Right.
middle doesn't need.
But
right.
the field hasn't, most fields have inspection ports.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
inspection points, that's another thing,
Okay.
but that's part of the current Title V, so
Yeah,
no
Your
one was
system's
gonna waive that.
yeah, if you're we'll talk about
Okay,
it.
so did we,
Well, I
you made the
seconded
motion, did you second?
Yeah, I second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried, great, so.
I
All right,
just didn't-
my last item is the next meeting date is not June 18th, that's today. It's July 18th
July 18th.
at 7 P.M.
Still be,
I thought it was the sixth, it might.
It might be the
This is
16th.
Yeah, it's the 16th, my mistake.
Okay, 16th, July 16th.
July 16th is our next
Catching
meeting.
it.
that's the second, that one?
No, we did
No.
that the last meeting.
No, we did that, so. Hang on.
It was just written down wrong.
You okay?
I,
Mike,
That's okay.
truck.
I'm gonna give you my pen.
Oh,
Is there,
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye, Laura.
Saying so carried.
Have a good night, Laura.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good night, Laura, thank you.
Good night. Have a good day off.
Geez, this
You as
could be-
well.
This could be a record. I don't know, Laura. You have to go look in the books.